If she does this with her hands, she already chosen you kiss her or you lose her. Psychology tricks. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Helen Keller. And when it comes to attraction, that line hits hard because a lot of men don't lose the woman to another man. They lose her to their own hesitation. Here's the truth. A woman almost never walks up and announces, "I picked you. Kiss me before I change my mind." That's not how it shows up in real life. Instead, it shows up in something quieter and way more honest. Her hands. Most men watch her face. They analyze her smile. They pray her eyes will give them a clear answer. Meanwhile, the real message is happening lower, right where she's not even trying to perform. Because a face can act, a voice can pretend. But hands? Hands spill the truth. They reveal comfort, desire, permission. And yes, sometimes they reveal the exact moment she's thinking. If he doesn't move now, I'm done. And that's why so many men miss the window. They're standing there trying to be sure, while she's already communicating in a physical language that doesn't need words. The painful part? Women rarely keep repeating the same signal forever. Attraction has momentum. When it's met, it grows. When it's ignored, it cools off. So if you keep treating a clear green light like it's maybe she's just polite, you train her to do the one thing she'll eventually do without warning: withdraw. Not with drama, not with an argument, with distance. She'll simply stop leaning in, then give that same warmth to a man who acts like he understands what's happening. So hear this like a man who's been around the block. Stop waiting for a verbal invitation. Start respecting the unspoken ones. Be present. Watch her hands the same way you'd watch a traffic light, because hesitation at the wrong moment doesn't make you gentlemanly. It makes you invisible. And if she's giving you those, "I'm comfortable with you. I'm close to you. I'm choosing you" signals, don't freeze. Don't overthink. Match the moment. Lead the moment. Because the difference between "she was into me" and "she got away" is usually one thing: you acted or you didn't. 1. The hair touch redirect. Let's talk about something most men notice, but few truly understand: the subtle hand movement that changes everything. When she reaches up and touches her hair, don't dismiss it as random. Don't assume it means nothing. Be aware. Be present. Because in the world of psychology tricks and female psychology, small gestures carry weight. Now here is the deeper layer most men miss. It is not just the hair touch. It is the redirect. She lifts her hand, brushes the side of her hair near her cheek, and instead of stopping there, she lets her fingers slowly trail down along her neck, maybe even resting lightly near her collarbone. That slow, deliberate glide is not accidental. That is intentional energy wrapped in subconscious behavior. A quick adjustment of hair is maintenance. A lingering stroke that travels downward is communication. That is the difference. In female psychology, the neck is symbolic. It is one of the most vulnerable areas of the body. When someone exposes it casually and comfortably, it signals trust. It signals openness. It signals that her guard is lowered in your presence. You must understand this. Attraction is rarely announced with a speech. It is revealed through micromovements, through timing, through softness, through pace. When she slows the motion down, she is slowing the moment down. She is giving you space to notice. And if you are grounded, you will. If you are distracted, you will miss it. That is how to fall in love in real time, not through dramatic confessions, but through subtle synchronization of energy. Research supports this. Dr. Monica Moore at Webster University spent over 2,000 hours observing women in social environments, documenting patterns of attraction. 2,000 hours. That is not a guess. That is behavioral evidence. Among the top indicators, hair touch combined with neck exposure. Not because it looks cute, not because it is rehearsed, because it consistently appears when attraction is present. Psychology tricks are not magic spells. They're patterns, and patterns reveal intention. When her hand floats upward repeatedly, when the movement softens and lingers, when her posture opens as she does it, she is unconsciously drawing your eyes to her most delicate area. She is saying, without words, I feel comfortable here. Now listen carefully. Don't overreact. Don't lunge forward like a teenager misreading a signal. Be calibrated. Be calm. Confidence is quiet. If she does this once, note it. If she does it multiple times while maintaining eye contact, leaning in slightly, or smiling in between, that is escalation. That is momentum. Female psychology operates in waves, not explosions. She tests the waters. She signals. She waits. If you continue rambling about work, your golf score, or your fantasy football league while ignoring her energy shift, she will interpret that as disinterest. And she will withdraw. Not dramatically. Subtly. Her body will close. Her hands will stop wandering. Her neck will disappear behind folded arms or a raised shoulder. The invitation will expire. This is where mature awareness matters. Men between 35 and 70 often assume attraction should look obvious. It does not. It looks refined. It looks controlled. It looks like a woman gently playing with a strand of hair while her fingers trace downward slowly enough for you to see. That is the window. You must step into it. That does not mean you immediately kiss her. It means you shift the tone. Lower your voice slightly. Hold eye contact a second longer. Mirror her pace. Let silence breathe for a moment. That tension? That is connection forming. That is how to fall in love through attunement rather than performance. Psychology tricks work both ways. She signals. You respond. She opens. You lean in emotionally. She lingers. You slow down your speech. This is not manipulation. It is alignment. The man who understands female psychology does not chase frantically. He reads, adjusts, and leads with subtlety. When you notice the hair-to-neck redirect, smile slightly. Let your eyes acknowledge the gesture without staring awkwardly. Then bring the conversation closer to something personal. Ask her how she felt about something meaningful. Share a brief story that reveals depth rather than surface facts. That is escalation done with maturity. And here is the truth most men need to hear. If she is repeatedly exposing her neck while maintaining warmth, she has already lowered her guard. She has chosen to be receptive. Attraction is not about grand declarations. It is about comfort combined with desire. When those two meet, something powerful forms. But if you freeze, if you doubt, if you stay stuck in analysis instead of presence, she will assume you lack interest or confidence. She will emotionally pivot. Not because she is dramatic, but because she will not wait forever for reciprocity. Do not panic. Do not rush. But do not ignore it. Be decisive in energy, not reckless in action. That is the balance. If the moment continues to build, if she keeps touching her hair, keeps tracing her neck, keeps holding your gaze, then you must close the distance conversationally and physically in a respectful, gradual way. Move slightly closer. Let your knee brush hers naturally if seated. Watch her reaction. If she stays open, relaxed, engaged, that is your green light to continue building intimacy. This is how to fall in love step by step, signal by signal, not through guessing, but through observation. Remember, psychology tricks are simply the visible tip of deeper emotional currents. Female psychology rewards awareness. It rewards the man who notices the small shifts and responds with composure. When she trails her fingers from her hair down to her collarbone, she is not bored. She is not fidgeting. She is inviting connection. Your job is not to interrogate the gesture. Your job is to rise to it. Slow down. Lock in. Lead gently. Because in moments like that, hesitation can dissolve attraction and presence can intensify it. And the man who understands that difference never loses the moment. 2. The object caress. The object caress. This one is subtle, quiet, almost invisible unless you know what you are looking at. Most men miss it completely. They sit across the table, talking, thinking, analyzing, and meanwhile her hands are telling the real story. When a woman slowly runs her fingers along the stem of a wine glass, traces the rim of her coffee cup, or gently circles the edge of a menu, she is not daydreaming. She is not distracted. Psychologists call this object displacement. That is when desire transfers from a person to an object because social boundaries have not yet given permission for direct contact. She wants to touch you. The moment does not allow it. So her hands find the closest substitute. Think about that. Her body is managing attraction in real time. A research team at the University of Manchester reported that tactile displacement behaviors increase by more than 60% in the presence of someone a person finds attractive. 60%. That is not random. That is biology negotiating with etiquette. Her fingers circling that glass are not about the glass. They're about tension. They're about anticipation. They're about energy looking for a place to land. And here is the part that separates the aware man from the oblivious one. Most men see this and think, she must really like that coffee. No, she does not care about the cup. The cup is a placeholder. It is a safe outlet because she cannot lean across the table and trace your forearm 5 minutes into a first date. Well, she could. But most women calibrate. They test. They signal. A high-value man understands this dance. He does not overreact. He does not freeze. He does not sit there analyzing the pattern of her finger movements like he is decoding a stock chart. He observes. He feels the shift in energy. He stays grounded. That is masculine energy. Calm, aware, decisive. Now listen carefully. Do not misinterpret every casual movement as desire. Context matters. Is she leaning in? Is her voice softer? Are her pupils focused on you while her fingers move? Attraction is a cluster of signals, not a single gesture in isolation. But when the object caress is slow, rhythmic, and paired with eye contact, that is not boredom. That is barely contained desire managing itself politely. You must understand the difference. Boys overthink. Men read patterns. There is something almost poetic about it. Her hands are revealing what her words are still holding back. It is as if her body is saying, I would rather be touching you. That is not fantasy. That is tension seeking release. And here is where many men make the mistake. They hesitate. They doubt. They question whether they're imagining it. They wait for a neon sign. There is no neon sign. Attraction rarely shouts. It whispers. A high-value man does not need guarantees. He needs enough. And when her hands are speaking that clearly, you have enough. But do not lunge. Do not rush. Be measured. If she is transferring touch onto an object, you respond by increasing connection, not by grabbing her hand like you are claiming territory. Lean in slightly. Lower your voice. Hold eye contact half a second longer. Create a pause. If she maintains the energy, if she does not pull back, that is escalation done with intelligence. That is how you attract women consistently. Not with lines. Not with rehearsed scripts. With awareness and timing. Masculine energy is not loud. It is steady. It does not beg for confirmation. It reads the room and moves with calm certainty. When you notice the object caress, smile slightly. Let your presence deepen. Maybe gently touch her hand when making a point, brief and natural. Then release. Watch her response. If she mirrors, if she increases proximity, if her fingers return to that slow tracing motion while her body angles toward you, she is not confused. She is choosing. And here is the truth many men need to hear. If you ignore these signals repeatedly, she will recalibrate. Attraction is dynamic. It builds when met. It fades when stalled. If her body is leaning forward and yours is locked in fear, she will eventually redirect that energy elsewhere. Not because she is impatient, but because chemistry requires participation. You must meet the moment. This is not about pressure. It is about presence. When she does this with her hands, she is revealing comfort, curiosity, and desire layered together. That is rare. That is valuable. A high-value man recognizes value and responds to it. He does not sit frozen, hoping for a clearer sign. He understands that attraction rewards courage wrapped in respect. So be attentive. Be calm. Be decisive. If the energy is mutual, if her gestures, her eyes, her posture all align, then create the opportunity for closeness. Move the interaction forward. Maybe it is a longer touch. Maybe it is guiding her hand when you both laugh. Maybe it is closing the distance slowly and watching if she stays. That is how you attract women without games. That is how masculine energy operates at its highest level. Remember this: her hands are often braver than her words. When they start speaking, do not pretend you cannot hear them. Do not overanalyze. Do not delay endlessly. Read the signal. Respond with confidence. That is the difference between tension that turns into connection and tension that dissolves into regret. If you see her fingers slowly tracing the rim of her glass, don't sit there confused. Don't overthink it. That is tension. That is attraction looking for a place to land. And if you hesitate too long, that tension fades, and so does your opportunity. A man who understands signals acts with calm confidence. He leans in. He escalates naturally. He doesn't freeze. So here's your move. Next time you notice it, don't doubt yourself. Leave the moment. And if you're ready to stop missing clear signals, drop this in the comments right now. I see the signs and I take action. Like the video, subscribe for more sharp psychological insight, and remember, attraction rewards the man who moves with certainty. 3. The arm touch initiation. When a woman initiates contact by touching your arm during a conversation, understand this clearly. She has stepped beyond casual politeness and into intentional territory. Physical touch is never random. It is deliberate. It requires awareness. It requires courage. Human beings are wired to protect their personal space, and when someone willingly crosses that boundary, especially in a calm, social setting, it is because something inside them is pulling them forward. If she places her hand lightly on your forearm while laughing at your joke, that is not clumsiness. If she taps your shoulder to emphasize a point, that is not habit. That is a signal. That is her testing the connection. She is watching. She is measuring. She is asking without words, "Are you confident enough to receive this?" As William James said, "We are like islands in the sea, separate on the surface, but connected in the deep." Touch is that deep connection surfacing. A study published in Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that light touch during interaction increased perceived attractiveness by nearly 40% in both directions. Read that again. 40%. When she touches you, she is not only signaling attraction, she is intensifying it. She is creating chemistry in real time. And here is where most men fail, not because they lack value, but because they hesitate. They overthink. They freeze. In modern life, where so much interaction hides behind screens and filtered messages, real physical signals are rare and powerful. When they appear, you must be present enough to recognize them. This is where Old Stoic wisdom becomes your advantage. Stoicism win is not about being cold, it is about being grounded. An iron mind does not panic under pressure. An iron mind does not doubt its worth when opportunity stands inches away. If she touches your arm once, she is interested. Twice, she is clearly inviting comfort. 3 times, and she is silently asking why you are still standing still. Do not misread the moment. Do not retreat into analysis. As Marcus Aurelius taught, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Control your reaction. Steady your breathing. Hold eye contact. Lean in slightly. Match her energy with calm assurance. That is strength. That is Stoicism when in action. The world today conditions men to second-guess themselves, to wait for absolute certainty before acting. That certainty never comes. Attraction lives in momentum. It lives in decisive movement. When she bridges the physical gap, she is offering you the green light, not to be reckless, not to be aggressive, but to lead with clarity. Leadership in romance is not loud, it is subtle. It is reading the room. It is feeling the rhythm. It is responding instead of reacting. Old Stoic wisdom reminds you that fortune favors the prepared mind. Preparation here means emotional discipline. No desperation. No rushing. Just calm escalation. If her hand rests on your arm, gently let your hand linger a moment longer when you touch hers back. If she laughs and leans into you, close the space gradually. Watch her eyes. Watch her smile. Signals stack. They build. They create a staircase. Your job is to climb it with composure. An iron mind recognizes opportunity without being enslaved by it. You are not chasing. You are choosing. You are responding to an invitation that she initiated. That changes everything. Remember what Epictetus said: make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. What is in your power is your boldness, your presence, your willingness to act when the moment calls. If you hesitate repeatedly after clear signals, she will not feel chosen. She will feel uncertain. Attraction cools when confidence is absent. Not because she demands perfection, but because energy must be met with energy. Modern dating is filled with mixed signals, but physical touch is rarely mixed. It is one of the clearest indicators of comfort and desire. When she reaches out, she is lowering her guard. Respect that. Honor that. Rise to it. Do not rush to kiss her the second she grazes your sleeve. That is not wisdom. But do not ignore 3 clear invitations either. That is fear disguised as caution. The balanced man, the stoic man, moves with timing. He senses when conversation softens, when eye contact deepens, when silence stretches in a warm way instead of an awkward one. That is your window. Step forward slightly. Lower your voice. Let intention be felt. If she stays, if she smiles, if she does not pull away, then act decisively, gently, confidently. This is not about tricks. It is about awareness. It is about mastering yourself so completely that when opportunity presents itself, you are ready. Stoicism win is not theory, it is applied composure. Old Stoic wisdom teaches emotional control, and emotional control creates magnetic presence. An iron mind does not crumble in the face of possibility. It steps into it. So the next time her fingers brush your arm and linger, do not pretend it meant nothing. Do not sabotage the moment with doubt. Stand tall. Stay grounded. Read the pattern. Act with calm authority. Victory in connection does not belong to the loudest man in the room. It belongs to the one who sees clearly and moves at the right time. Be that man. 4. The palm flash. There is a subtle signal most men miss, and once you understand it, you will never sit across from a woman the same way again. It's called the palm flash. Not dramatic. Not loud. No neon lights. Just her hands. And yet, this is one of the most powerful psychology tricks hidden in plain sight. When she speaks to you and her palms are open, facing up as she gestures, resting softly on the table, or extended toward you when she hands you something, she is communicating something deeper than words. She is signaling openness. She is signaling trust. She is signaling emotional availability. Closed palms tell a different story. Hands tucked away. Fingers clenched. Arms folded tight. That is guarded energy. That is protection. But open palms? That is the body saying, I feel safe here. You must understand this. In female psychology, safety comes before attraction can fully bloom. If she feels guarded, she pulls back. If she feels open, she leans in. And when a woman's body leans in before her mind catches up, you are witnessing real desire forming in real time. Evolutionary psychologists explain this clearly. Thousands of years ago, showing open palms meant, I carry no weapon. It meant peace. It meant trust. That ancient wiring still lives inside us. So when she is animated, expressive, her palms visible and relaxed, she is not just talking. She is unconsciously telling you she feels comfortable enough to drop her defenses. That is not small. That is not casual. That is significant. Many men look for grand signs. They wait for obvious flirting. They want certainty stamped in bold letters. Don't wait for fireworks. Watch the hands. Because the body always reveals what the lips are still negotiating. These psychology tricks are not manipulation. They are observation. They are awareness. They are understanding how to fall in love through alignment, not confusion. Here is where most men fail. They notice the openness, but they hesitate. They doubt. They overthink. Maybe she's just friendly. Maybe she does this with everyone. Stop. Be present. When her palms are open toward you repeatedly, when her gestures invite rather than block, when her hands linger in your space instead of retreating, that is comfort escalating. And comfort is the bridge to intimacy. You must meet openness with grounded confidence. Don't rush. Don't freeze. That is the balance. If she is offering openness and you respond with fear, the energy collapses. If she offers warmth and you respond with cold logic, the moment dies quietly. Attraction is timing. Attraction is courage in small doses. If her body is saying yes and you stay neutral too long, you communicate uncertainty. And uncertainty cools momentum. Understand this clearly. Female psychology operates on emotional rhythm. When she feels safe, she opens. When she opens, she expects you to step forward. Not aggressively, not theatrically, calmly, decisively. That is how to fall in love in real life, not through grand speeches, but through matching emotional availability with leadership. If she is sitting across from you, palms open, leaning slightly forward, eyes engaged, she has lowered a layer of defense. That is earned. Don't ignore it. Don't pretend you don't see it. Respond with steady eye contact. Lower your tone. Slow your movements. Create closeness in a natural way. Let the space between you shrink gradually. This is where many men either rush the kiss too fast or wait so long the tension dissolves. Be calibrated. If her hands stay open even as the conversation softens and the energy thickens, she is not closing the door. She is holding it open. Most of these psychology tricks happen beneath conscious awareness. She is not calculating hand angles. She is reacting emotionally. And when emotion aligns with comfort, desire follows quietly. That is the sequence. Safety, openness, connection, escalation. If you miss the openness stage, you will always feel like attraction is random. It is not random. It leaves clues. The palm flash is one of the clearest clues because hands are difficult to control consciously. The face can perform. Words can mask. Hands reveal. Watch them when she laughs. Watch them when she emphasizes a point. Watch whether they retreat when you lean slightly closer or whether they remain exposed and relaxed. That reaction tells you everything. Now listen carefully. This is not about forcing a moment. It is about recognizing when the moment is already forming. If her palms are open and she maintains that openness as you subtly close distance, she is comfortable with proximity. If you hesitate endlessly, the emotional window closes. Attraction needs momentum. You must act within the rhythm she creates. Not before it. Not long after it. Within it. That is emotional intelligence. That is mastery. Many men study female psychology as if it is complicated math. It is not. It is energy management. It is reading comfort signals and responding in real time. That is how to fall in love in a way that feels natural instead of strategic. And here is the truth most men over 35 finally understand. Attraction is less about flashy lines and more about awareness. Younger men chase attention. Grounded men read signals. If she is open with her hands, open with her posture, open with her tone, she has already lowered the barrier. Your role is not to interrogate it. Your role is to honor it with calm progression. Move closer. Let your voice drop. Hold eye contact half a second longer. If she mirrors you and keeps her palms open, the invitation is still active. Don't overanalyze. Don't ask for verbal confirmation of every inch of chemistry. Feel the exchange. Lead gently. Because when she opens her palms, she is saying without words, I trust this moment. If you ignore it, you teach her to close again. If you respond with confidence and respect, you deepen the connection. These psychology tricks are not magic. They're patterns. They are signals rooted in female psychology that most men overlook because they are too busy looking for something louder. Learn to see what is subtle. Learn to move when the energy says move. That is how to fall in love without games. That is how you stop losing opportunities you didn't even realize were yours. If she's showing you open palms, she's not just talking, she's opening the door. That's trust. That's comfort. That's subconscious attraction speaking louder than words. Don't freeze. Don't overthink. Don't sit there analyzing while the moment slips through your fingers. A man who understands signals moves with calm confidence. He leans in. He matches the openness. He takes the lead. Because hesitation kills tension, and tension is what creates the spark. If this opened your eyes, like the video, subscribe for more sharp psychology insights, and drop this in the comments to lock it in your mind. When she opens up, I step up. 5. The finger graze on your hand. The finger graze on your hand. Now we are stepping into territory where she is no longer being subtle. She is signaling with intention. When a woman finds a reason to touch your hand, comparing palm sizes with a teasing smile, tracing the lines of your palm as a playful fortune teller, or letting her fingers brush against yours when passing a glass, she is not acting randomly. She is choosing proximity. She is testing connection. She is opening a door and watching to see if you have the presence to walk through it. Understand this clearly. Hand-to-hand contact is one of the most intimate forms of casual touch that exists. The hands carry a dense network of nerve endings. They're instruments of action, strength, protection, and tenderness. When her fingers graze yours, both nervous systems respond. There is a subtle surge of oxytocin, the bonding chemical. She feels the spark. You feel the spark. And most importantly, she knows you feel it. That is not an accident. That is communication without words. This is where many men hesitate and lose ground. She builds a tiny bridge between her body and yours, a quiet current of electricity flowing through skin. And instead of holding steady, instead of allowing the moment to expand, he pulls his hand away as if contact itself were dangerous. Don't do that. Don't retreat from the very thing you claim to want. When you withdraw too quickly, you send a message: uncertainty, discomfort, fear of intimacy. The spell breaks. The rhythm collapses. She recalibrates. Attraction cools not because she changed her mind, but because you failed to meet the moment. A high-value man understands timing. He understands that attraction lives in seconds. He does not panic. He does not overanalyze. He stays. That is masculine energy in its calmest, most powerful form. When she touches your hand, stay grounded. Do not flinch. Do not rush. Let the contact breathe. Hold the space for one heartbeat longer than expected. Maintain eye contact. Let your fingers respond naturally, not aggressively, not timidly. Just present. That single second of steady connection speaks louder than 100 clever lines. It tells her you are comfortable with closeness. It tells her you are not intimidated by chemistry. It tells her you can handle intimacy without losing control. That is what helps attract women consistently, the ability to remain composed when energy rises. Anyone can talk. You can hold tension with ease. You must be the man who can. Understand the psychology here. When she initiates hand contact, she is investing. She is stepping slightly outside her comfort zone. She is saying, without words, I feel safe enough to reach. If you respond with confidence, you reinforce that safety. If you respond with awkward withdrawal, you create doubt. Don't create doubt. Be steady. Be intentional. Be aware that this is not about rushing to kiss her out of pressure. It is about recognizing that she has chosen to move closer. The kiss, if it comes, should flow naturally from mutual energy, not from desperation. A high-value man does not chase frantically. He reads signals and moves with calm decisiveness. That balance is masculine energy at its finest. Men in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond often believe attraction is about grand gestures. It is not. It is about micro-moments. A brush of fingers. A pause that lingers. A look that holds. Modern life trains you to overthink everything: texts, timing, strategies. Stop overcomplicating what is happening right in front of you. When her hand seeks yours, even playfully, she is inviting connection in the safest way possible. Meet it. Don't freeze. Don't joke it away. Don't break eye contact and fumble for distraction. Stay present. That presence alone will help you attract women more effectively than any rehearsed technique. Confidence in these moments does not mean force. It means steadiness. It means you are comfortable in your own skin. When you allow that hand contact to linger naturally, when you gently close the space instead of retreating from it, she reads something powerful. This man is secure. This man is decisive. This man is emotionally available without being overeager. That is rare. That is magnetic. That is what separates the average from the high-value man. Remember, attraction is often a silent conversation. She speaks through touch. You answer through composure. If you can hold that tiny bridge of connection without anxiety, she will feel understood. She will feel chosen back. And that is when her internal voice says, yes, this is the one I feel safe leaning toward. Masculine energy is not loud. It is not rushed. It is controlled warmth. It is strength wrapped in calm. You must embody that. So when her fingers graze yours, recognize the opportunity. Not to pounce, not to prove, but to align. Let the moment stretch just enough to confirm mutual desire. Then, if the eye contact deepens and the space closes naturally, move forward with clarity. Don't hesitate forever. Don't stall until the window closes. There is a difference between patience and paralysis. Learn it. Master it. Because in attraction, seconds matter. And the man who can remain grounded in those seconds is the man who wins without force, without fear, without losing himself. 6. The wrist exposure. There is a moment on a date that most men completely miss, and it is not loud, it is not dramatic, it is not a flashing neon sign. It is quiet, subtle, and powerful, the exposure of her inner wrist. Understand this clearly. The inner wrist is one of the most vulnerable areas of the human body. The skin is thin. The veins are visible. For centuries, it has been associated with fragility and trust. When a woman turns her wrists toward you, resting her arms on the table with palms slightly up, slowly adjusting her bracelet while her wrist lingers in your line of sight, or leaning her chin into her hand with that soft part of her arm facing you, she is not fidgeting by accident. She is signaling comfort. She is signaling safety. She is signaling that her guard is down. In modern life, where people are guarded, distracted, and emotionally armored, this kind of unconscious openness is rare. And rare signals matter. As Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. When she shows you trust with her body language, believe it. Do not overanalyze it. Do not freeze. Do not sit there trapped in your own head wondering if you are misreading the room. An iron mind recognizes patterns calmly and responds with grounded confidence. This is where Old Stoic wisdom becomes practical, not philosophical. The Stoics taught that we must act in accordance with nature and reason. Attraction is nature. Trust is nature. When she exposes a vulnerable part of herself, she is saying without words, I feel safe with you. And safety is the foundation of intimacy. Now listen carefully. If you notice this signal and you hesitate endlessly, if you keep talking but never escalate, if you allow the moment to pass because you are waiting for certainty, you communicate the opposite of strength. Not aggression, not pressure, but decisiveness. There is a difference. Stoicism win is not about being cold, it is about being centered. It is about reading reality as it is and responding with calm leadership. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Her signal is outside you. Your response is within you. Control that. Master that. When her wrists are open toward you again and again, when her posture is relaxed, when her body is oriented in your direction, you lean in slightly. You lower your voice. You reduce the distance. You may gently touch her hand. You create the opportunity for the kiss instead of waiting for permission written in the sky. This is not manipulation. This is awareness. This is presence. In today's world, many men have been conditioned to doubt every instinct. They scroll. They text. They overthink. They lose momentum. Meanwhile, attraction lives in real time. It breathes in the present moment. If she has chosen to trust you enough to expose vulnerability and you remain passive, she does not feel safer. She feels uncertain. She wonders if you feel the same connection. Confidence is reassuring. Calm forward movement is reassuring. An iron mind does not rush, but it does not retreat either. Old Stoic wisdom teaches us that courage is not loud, it is steady. It is measured. It is intentional. So when the signal appears, you do not pounce. You do not perform. You respond. Slowly, directly, with composure. Remember this. Women do not open up physically unless they feel emotionally at ease. That open wrist is symbolic. It says, I am comfortable here. When you meet that comfort with grounded action, you strengthen the bond. When you ignore it, you weaken the polarity. Opportunity does not knock twice in the same way. That is reality. And reality favors the decisive. As Seneca said, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Preparation is your self-control. Opportunity is her trust. Stoicism win happens when those two meet. So train yourself to notice the small things. Train yourself to slow your breathing, to stay present, to observe without panic. Build that iron mind through discipline in daily life, through fitness, through purpose, through self-respect. Because when you are centered, you do not question every signal. You read it. You act appropriately. You escalate with grace. You lead without force. That is the balance. That is the edge. And let me be direct. If she consistently exposes her wrists toward you and you do nothing, you risk losing momentum. Attraction cools when it is not reciprocated. Energy fades when it is not met. You must meet it. Not recklessly. Not desperately. Calmly. Intentionally. You move closer. You hold eye contact. You allow silence to stretch. Then you take her hand. If she maintains that openness, you go for the kiss. This is not about pressure. It is about alignment. She opened the door. You walk through it with respect. This is how a man masters moments. This is how he wins internally before he wins externally. Old Stoic wisdom reminds us that fortune favors the bold, but bold does not mean chaotic. It means steady. It means aware. It means acting when the time is right. Develop that iron mind. Practice Stoicism win in every area of your life. Because when you can read subtle trust and respond with calm confidence, you are no longer guessing. You are leading. And men who lead with composure, clarity, and courage do not lose opportunities, they create them. All right, my friend, let's wrap this up the right way. Listen closely. Attraction has timing. Signals have timing. When a woman opens that window, through her hands, her touch, her body language, she is not doing it forever. She is giving you a moment. And moments do not wait. They reward the man who is present, calm, and decisive. They disappear for the man who freezes. This is not about being reckless. It is not about being aggressive. It is about being aware. If she's reaching, you reach back. If she lingers, you hold. If the energy is warm and mutual, you step into it with confidence. That's how connection moves forward. That's how chemistry turns into something real. Hesitation feels safe in a moment, but regret lasts longer. So here's my honest advice to you. Stop overthinking what your instincts already understand. When the signals are clear and the energy is mutual, act with calm certainty. Choose her back. That's the difference between the man who wonders, what if, and the man who creates the moment. Stay sharp. Stay grounded. And don't let the quiet click of a missed opportunity be the soundtrack of your life. I'll see you in the next one.